Hey, what's up everyone out there? Welcome to the Addicted Fishing Podcast. This is episode number 18, and I'm going to start this out the gate with quickly saying make sure you tap that subscribe button and listen to more episodes if you haven't. Like I said, this is number 18 we got out. And tonight we have Josh Handy, Clint, Garden Frugal Lori in the building, and then we also have Cameron, the Legend Black. And Cam, what are we talking about tonight?
We are talking Coho.
Ooh, I like it.
I
like that setup.
Everybody kept asking for it. Where's the Coho? Where's the Coho?
We don't know where they're at, but we're going to talk about it.
I think they're out in the Columbia just sitting there being unmolested by the 360 Super Series.
I wish we were out there
We'd
molesting
be
them.
whacking them right now.
Well, this is getting weird.
For you.
You're the one that used the word.
Isn't that deep, with that deep breath, too, like,
yeah, me too. Go out there and get me some Coho.
Regardless, everyone out there listening, we're talking. We're going to talk just all about Coho fishing tonight.
Coho.
We're going to touch all different subjects, all different variations of twitching jigs, rods, reels, water types, spinners, everything. So if you're watching on YouTube, everyone hit the subscribe button. Make sure you share this out there. If you're on the other platforms like Google Play, Spotify, yada yada yada, you know the drill. Hit subscribe. We appreciate you all.
And then you'll know when these come out.
Exactly.
Because that's how it works. Isn't that awesome? No, but I mean, shoot, we're, so here we are sitting. This is the second week of October. And everything's dry. All the leaves are green.
Not much rain in the forecast.
7 days of 70 is what I'm
disgusting.
seeing. The lows aren't even that cold either. Like, it's definitely
It's going to be a good weekend of camp, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be an awesome weekend of camp.
We're going to catch some fish?
We're going to catch some steelhead. Are you coming?
I could make it on Saturday.
All right. You're
We'll
coming
talk
then.
about that later.
You're coming.
But no, I mean, shoot. No, but back...
Clint's not coming.
Clint's not coming. We don't want Clint.
We're going to need more rafts for sure if we're going to be doing this float.
He's got a raft.
I got a raft. But I'll tell you what. No, I mean, shoot. We're talking Coho this episode, and, it's definitely the talk of the town. And back to my molesting the Coho out in the Columbia River comment, like usually this time of year the Columbia's open, and we find really good success fishing, short bus, Super Series flashers and super baits, Brad super baits and spinners, and we usually are out there whaling on them this time of year because, and especially in this setup that we have. This setup that we have is where the tributaries are low. Those fish have moved in. I know they're there,
They're just holding.
They sit there and they just. Coho move on the water. I don't care what the forecast is. They don't care about the date. Those leaves are still green on the trees.
Yeah.
We are not in fall. And I tell you what, like I just, a lot of people have a lot of doom and gloom about the season. And, at the end of the day, until that water comes up, and then at that point in time, if I don't see fish in my system,
then we'll know.
Then I'll know.
Yeah.
Then I'll be freaking.
But until then.
Oh, and you know what? Last year was
Stay
the
optimistic.
same exact setup, except we were molesting those fish out in the Columbia.
Ooh.
I know, I had to say that again just because Marlon loves that word, I can tell.
So
but you know what? I tell you what, like, last year.
He uses it.
Well, that's what we were doing. Because we were beating them up. We were hooking a few. And I tell you what, like,
beating
last year was the
exact
same. Shut up. Okay, fine.
Of steel.
And that's Marlon on the soundboard. Great. We're in trouble. But I'll tell you what, last year was almost the exact same setup. We had zero.
Let's just hope it doesn't play out like that year. It just was no rain and then just
I'm
for
okay with that.
2 months straight. Yeah, I know.
I'm
but
okay with that. Well, not for 2 months. No. Last year we had a situation. I can tell you the exact date. It was October 14th where the skies just
I remember.
Said, here we come.
Because the next day it was on fire.
Exactly. And all that rain dumped. They cranked the dams. The tribs came up. Everything got muddy. Where we had zero rain those first 2 weeks of October. Like I said, the only difference being is that we were out fishing them in the Columbia. And we were getting them. And I think last year at this time, I think I had 5 fish on at one time. I remember that I was down fishing below where I usually fish. Suspend trolling on the slack tide. I literally had 5 rods go off at once. Like, just hit a school of Coho. They're all Coho. And we get some chum. Like, that's the other thing. Like, get some chum that are just staging out there. And you know it when you hook those things. That's for another podcast.
What's killing me is that nobody's able to fish down the estuary, so we don't really know what's coming.
Really know,
That's
exactly.
what's scary.
But what I will say is that as far as the tributary fishermen last year, like we didn't even try to go into the
not until we got some water.
And once we got water, we got a lot of it. And man, I was hearing the reports, talking to people, no fish, no fish. Oh my God, where are they at? I was like, well, we're getting them out here. They're out here. Once that water came up, it was game on, and it was game on till Thanksgiving.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
I think we're in a situation.
I was hunting that entire time.
Yeah, you were, and that was,
I remember getting so many
That
pictures
trip
from you guys.
was
You guys
so
were catching
epic.
a lot of fish. It was awesome.
Just that one trip that I went with Cam.
You were like on
Was
the.
that
You were on the.
one
And keep in
catching
mind,
them,
you
or
were the
is it
second.
Like
Weren't you like?
has it, Cam has them figured out.
Shut up. Were you the second boatload that day or the third boatload?
I was the first.
You were the first boatload. Okay. Yeah,
we spanked him.
We just had some.
Because I think we were doing a live feed the night before, and you were like, "Yo, we're going. The water's gonna be high, but it's gonna be good." Yeah. And I was like, "Whatever, it's gonna be
high water
muddy.
does not.
This is gonna
out.
suck." And we dump in, and it's like chocolate milk, and I'm like, "This is so stupid." Really? And then we just smash fish all day. I mean, it was like insane.
And
Insane, epic, awesome, amazing.
How many fishermen did we see on the river that day? Bank.
There was
boat
like
combined.
nobody on the fishing, except for the
Nobody.
guys standing on the bank with their 6 foot, 8 foot leaders. That was about it.
A few snaggers.
Nobody twitching.
Like I said, high water just doesn't freak me out. It moves the fish to the 10% of the river that they can sit in. And guess what? Coho like backwaters.
Yeah.
There's a ton of spots that I look up and down the river, like even while I'm fishing it when it's stupid low. And I'm looking, I'm like, yeah,
I wish I could
I
fish
caught a
there.
fish behind. I catch fish like crazy behind that bush that's 15 feet up the damn bank.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like when we fish
needs to
low
rain.
water for steelhead. I mean, it congregates the fish into certain areas. They're not going to be in the main channel.
no.
They'll be off in the back eddies.
No, but this season's been a little bit. Actually, I've been catching a lot of fish on Brad's Wigglers. I really have. Like, it's definitely those little A runners sometimes, like a lot of the low water situations. For some reason, that Wiggler has been doing really good. I'd say I'm 50-50 this season, but I've only got about maybe, my trips, maybe 15 to 16 total.
It's
Like,
not bad. Are they 100% A runners? Or do you think
No.
you're seeing some B runners
No,
too?
so one of the fish we got
I would rather
today-
you just see A runners, because then we know there's a ton of B runners out there.
Yeah, but no, the one we got today was absolute. It had an adipose fin about the size of a freaking tule. It was probably easily a 12, 13 pound hen. Just absolute stunner. Just choked a freaking twitching jig. And
Big old fat belly.
oh man, just a beast. I wanted to kill her so bad. Yeah. But we threw a radio tag down her throat and sent her swimming. But
Oh, that's what you were doing today.
that's what we were. But she was. I mean, the fish that we have gotten in the last week have been really nice size, like definite. Stunner, sea lice, blingers, and it seems like I'll either catch 4 to 5 in a day, or I'll catch none. Like, it's like I'll either hit a little pot of fish that are moving through, the ones that just said, screw it, it's high enough, we're coming up, or nothing.
That's what I'm excited to see, from the stuff you guys caught in the ocean to what we're going to see this late fall.
Oh yeah, there's no question. Those
Whether or not they were coming our way, I don't know.
Well, supposedly, funny thing about that, like, so a lot of that ocean fishing that we saw off the Columbia this year, like the coated wire tags came back. A lot of
Kevin Gray told us where those were coming
exactly
from.
like Gray's Harbor stuff. A lot of those fish just dipped south, and there must have been some feed that they were on, and a lot of those fish, those coated wire tags came back not Columbia River.
They weren't.
That
from
was
around
my
here.
thought. I either thought they were going south, or I don't know that. I didn't know that, but.
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question for a new guy like me. Like, when do these bee runs start coming in? Is it the rain that triggers it, or is it a certain time of the year that triggers it?
I think it's a combination of both. Like, it's if we could fish down in the estuary,
We would have a way better idea of what's
we'd
happening.
have a way better idea. But like right now, like this is the time. A lot of times, like
It's
we
really
used to go
good.
crabbing, and we'd throw our crab pots out, and then just
Go make some passes.
diver and spinner just troll circles around your crab pots and catch freaking these giant button nose bee run silvers. And like I said, unfortunately, that was kind of mismanaged for us this year, because it was the fishery was supposed to be managed to where we would see this coho fishing after we were not able to retain Chinooks, but unfortunately we kind of blew up our Chinook impact, caught a little too many too quick, and now we have no impacts for the river, so we don't know.
Because even last year with not great runs, I mean, there was people down there just spanking them in the estuary.
Well, that's because there's only like 12 boats that do it a day too.
Still.
It's like it's the most under-tapped fishery I think
Oh,
we got.
big
It's
time.
so good.
Chinook leave and people just bounce. They just leave. They don't even care about the coho.
It's crazy.
And it is
Because it
because
can
those-
be insane. I remember the first time I went down there in late October, and this is like novice. I'd hardly ever fished buoy 10, and it was like 4 or 5 takedowns a pass.
Yeah.
It was
Just
insane.
silly. Put your spinner out at like 10 on your
Yeah.
diver and let it rip.
And see how many times your rod can get ripped before you actually hook one.
Yeah.
So aggressive. But I mean, it's just, it's just the way of the world and it's what it is this year. And maybe next year we'll get to experience it. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit of definitely interesting. But like I keep telling my clients, like tomorrow, for instance, I had, guys that specifically wanted a twitching trip and I canceled on them. And I think if I went out there and I worked hard, I could probably get 1 or 2, but that's not the twitching trips that we're used to. So it's just kind of the way it is.
No,
I told him, I go, we need
those guys either.
We need to bump back till first week in November, even later. Like it's just those fish will come, and we just, like I said, the 7-day forecast as we sit right now is sunny and 70. Those leaves aren't gonna fall. Like it's the way it is. But there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, a lot of cool new stuff, anyways, with. Like the twitching jigs, we're developing our own twitching jigs and we're kind of testing those and we're kind of doing a lot of playing around, just kind of waiting for the onslaught of fish. But yeah, they don't start getting here pretty quick. I'm going to start bumping a lot of people. Kind of the way it is.
Yeah, we definitely don't have any rain for like the next 7 days. But
Yeah.
then after that, it's
right?
like possibility.
Yeah,
like,
it
it's like
shows-
30, 25, like
Yeah.
nothing crazy. Marlon's going to have an awesome early buck hunt. It's going to be like
All those leaves on the
70
trees,
degrees
they're going to be
out.
hiding. Yeah, no, it's going to be pretty rough. But I'll tell you what, the numbers are supposed to be similar to what they were last year. The fish are big. There's 1 million, and I mean 1 million jacks.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if I even mentioned this in the other podcast, but the Pacific Power there, the dam company that does a lot of the pit tagging and stuff on these coho jacks that are going out, like they're getting these coho back. And sometimes a high jack count can mean a bad ocean, kind of a terrible situation out there, but they're getting fish back that are 3 times their length and 6 times their weight. And that's off the charts for fish growth and development for when they went out. And they're pit tagging individuals. So they know what that fish weighed, what its length when it went out, when it came right back. They came back fat. So hopefully, just like I said, what we got is showing up as far as these jacks is a representative sample of what we got actually sitting out there in the ocean that survived. And we could be...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do the jack numbers then calculate to next year? Huge, bigger returns?
That's what it used to be.
So
what
what
I had
it's an
always thought.
indicator. And so what they do is so you have, your coho go out as one group. So let's just think of one out migration pod of fish. A certain percentage of that will branch off and come back in as jacks. A certain branch will come off back as 3-year-olds, right? So depending and so on and so forth. So depending on if that first little batch that branches off and comes back is way bigger than what you're used to seeing, they use that as a representation of the whole group that stayed out there. Right. And then another batch can, and then say they do it with Chinook. And so they do use the jack counts as a pretty big indicator. And there was a lot of, and this year's been really good for jacks across the board. There's been a lot of Springer jacks. There was a lot of, the Chinook jacks right now going over Bonneville Dam are like 1 out of 6 fish
Yeah,
is a
it's
jack.
pretty high.
Yeah.
Is insane. It's really good. So who knows? And they're coming back huge too. We're getting 3-pound jacks on the river that I'm fishing. In fact, honestly, when we get bored of twitching or when we get bored of hovering for Chinook, we've been going into the riffles, drifting little baits of eggs and picking them up just because, shoot, you get about freaking 8 to 12 of these at the end of the day. You got a pile of little fillets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking pretty nice.
Well, then, so what's your go-to technique?
For what? For the coho?
Sure.
Coho right now, honestly, it's been just bobber and egg in the riffles. Right now, man,
That's where they're finding safety.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of the runs, a lot of the pools are super clear, super greasy slick. They're in there, but they're just tough. And so the ones we're finding biting are actually in the very few spots we're finding some moving water that the fish will hold into. They want that cover above them. A little bit of egg, something a little more subtle sometimes working. And some days I've done really good on the bobber and eggs, and some days I've done better on the wiggle worms.
So no hovering?
I've picked up a few hovering, but percentage wise, it wouldn't be my go-to. I'll just say I've incidentally caught a couple, but I've caught way more Chinook hovering. That's just,
You change it up if you're targeting the jacks?
The Coho, yeah. If I want to just try to gun for jacks, I'll put the twitching rods and the wigglers away, and I'll just go into the riffles and just start like bobber nagging or just drifting little, just little baits, little cluster baits, eggs.
Josh is getting excited over there. I can tell.
No, I'm getting excited for the rain to come.
Yeah, he's like, screw it. I'll just show up when I'm gonna catch
Show up when
30.
it's good.
Yeah. No, so I mean that's what we're having to do, but we're keeping it interesting that way. And some days some days I've come in with like 15 to 20 jacks. It's crazy.
That's insane. That's a lot of jacks. So what do you think?
Shut up.
We're gonna get rain, and it's just gonna carry out through November,
I don't know. I mean,
or it might just be this big splurt of fish, and then it's done.
that can happen too. So as the season kind of keeps going, and if we get, a couple shots of rain and then it kind of levels out, I swear we'll
It could
extend our
be.
season.
It should be amazing.
Yeah, but if we get what we had last year, so last year once it started raining, it never stopped.
Yeah.
And those fish I think they piled through. I remember some of the dams, like they were like trucking like 6,000 fish a week upriver. They were just gone. They weren't recycling them. They were, gone. And some years I've had excellent coho fishing after Thanksgiving, like that Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Now there are some coastal streams that you fish them all the way to Christmas, but
I don't know what
usually
you're
our
talking
river.
about.
Exactly, nobody
There's no
does.
coastal
That's
streams.
right. Marlon knows what we're talking about. No, he doesn't. He's sitting there just glazed look on his face. No idea. No.
I just wish there was fish. That's all. I don't even care anymore because I just want to go deer hunting because there's no fish.
Yeah, it would be a good weekend to go deer hunting. But yeah, there are. We understand that there's some coastal streams that will definitely get fished
Yeah, for
well
sure.
to Christmas, even in January. And but this one, the one that I'm fishing generally, it's kind of a first week in November on most years. Last year especially, but some years it will carry. So I think coho are probably the most weather dependent fish there are.
So
The bee runs, they just won't move until
For
that
coho,
rain.
what is it about that? I mean, you got the Columbia River fish not doing great, and then you go to these bays, and these fish are doing fine. Like we're getting tons of fish back.
Bays.
Well, whatever those rivers that we're talking about feed into.
Say that again.
Oh, like Grays? Like Grays Harbor?
Yeah, like just Grace
Grace
Harbor,
Harbor,
Willow
Willow
Bay,
Oh,
Tillamook
yeah,
Bay.
I don't know.
Just what's the difference between the bays and the
You
Columbia?
know, it's
River
just how the
systems?
fish are managed on those rivers that the Columbia's feed.
No,
that they feed
I'm not
into?
familiar enough with, like the Grays.
'Cause it seems
stuff.
like year after year after year, those particular areas
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
service more fish to us than than the Columbia does.
Yeah,
In
there's
any of our rivers.
there's
Like,
definitely-
any of the Southwest Washington rivers. None of them have that. Like
Even
none
some
of
of
them
those-
are just epic, right?
Even
None
that
of them are.
epic year was that 4 years ago that we had.
You
The
think
other
about where
rivers-
some of
good.
these guys up
Even
north
better.
are fishing on some of those rivers that start with S and stuff. Like what the hell? They always have awesome runs.
yeah, I don't know. It might just be just the
Just management.
well, yeah. Keep in mind now there's some of those rivers up there. I mean, they can keep wilds, and so they're just fishing exclusively on wild, successful stock that have done well.
That's true.
Some of the rivers, gosh, I like I said, I don't know, and I'm not because I honestly some of those rivers that I know you're talking about that are up north coming into the Grays
So
Harbor
here's-
area and the Puget Sound. I've never fished, never
Well,
cast a
So
line.
here's an
Willapa Bay.
interesting thing, right? So a lot of people blame, things on dams, right? Like that's the number one thing people say. Well, we have quite a few rivers in Southwest Washington that do not have dams.
Yeah,
What's wrong with them?
don't know. Development, like
But I could name rivers right now that don't have very much development at all on them that still aren't good. And I'll just name one because we're going to talk about it. The Kalama, for example. The Kalama doesn't have very much development on it. It may have logging, but
tons of development on
you're
it.
talking a
In
few
logging sense.
houses in comparison to like
A metropolitan area.
exactly. You're talking about
A
a
rock
few
pit.
houses, right? Like there's no rock pits. There's nothing that's like substantially altered,
The
like
river or anything like
substantially,
that.
They're
right?
dumping that fish trap in. Every
Well,
year.
yeah, but
Yeah,
even
but
then
for
that's
fall.
gone,
Shit.
and that's gone now.
They pull it out.
pulled that.
Yeah, they
So,
pull
like-
it
So
out.
it's just an
fall.
interesting
Yeah.
thing to me though,
No,
because it's like
I mean, you do have ocean. So overall, everything.
What's it boil down to? Management. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
It
it always
has to be.
it
You
does.
can't blame it on ocean because all these fish go into the ocean, even the ones that go back to rivers that are successful.
You're right, but when you're talking, so let's take one of those northern rivers versus like that, the Kalama. Like, okay, if the Kalama's only going to, I mean, and this is why the ocean condition thing is it's a good argument, but it's not because you look at some of these other rivers. Okay, so let's say the rivers up north. Let's say one of those rivers is supposed to get 100,000 fish, and this year they only get 40,000.
Still more.
They
than we're
still
getting.
have good fishing.
Yeah, they're still getting more.
Well, the
fish than we do.
Klamath, for instance, if they're only going to get, if on a good year they get 10,000 back,
They might get.
but then all of a sudden they get 4,000 back.
Why
you
is it only
see,
getting 10,000?
Hold on, listen. But I think that's just kind of what's naturally produced for that watershed, or versus
It's
natural
huge.
production and the. It's really not.
Dude, the
not
thing
compared
is-
to some of those ones up north. No
yeah,
way.
but it goes so far, so many spawning trips. No way.
I don't know.
There's no
I don't
way.
know.
that
I don't-
God
I
can
don't
hold
answer that.
more fish.
It honestly, it has to just boil down to management and how much
It
fish
is.
they're willing to put in.
It is, but some of those rivers up north, they don't put any in. It's just a wild stock. So I don't know. I guess I don't know. But what I'm saying is that historically, those rivers produce more coho.
Okay, yeah, I get
So
that,
when you
yeah.
see a lesser run, they still have a lot of fish. When you see our runs that are just kind of always like teetering on good, and then we have a bad ocean, it's just like it's a kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at the Columbia as a whole, and that's why like I don't buy the ocean excuse all the time.
No.
Because you look at like
The ocean is the ocean. What do we just have a dead spot out in front of the mouth of the Columbia?
Yeah, exactly. Whereas like some of these other streams still saw 4% return last year for
And
their
the
steelhead,
Willapa-
and we didn't.
The Willapa Bay is not far from the mouth of the Columbia. I mean,
Yeah,
in
but even
general.
then, but see, once again, those streams
Have a
definitely
bigger
were
number.
not what they were.
No,
3
they
or 4
were
years
definitely
ago.
not.
So like, but they were still good because they had. There is some implementation of that. They have a
Just take
better
me
hatchery
back.
program.
Take me back to 4 years ago.
Well, I don't want to take you back to 4 years. I
When
want
it
to
was-
take you. I want to take you ahead 2 years.
I don't know. That 4 years ago was pretty insane.
It was, but
After
I-
work, 6 fish limits. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
It's like get off
Yeah.
work, go catch a limit,
Well,
call
also,
some people, tell
but
them to
see,
come get a
also
limit
remember,
too.
that was it a year after that we also had 1 fish limits in the Columbia Basin.
Yeah.
Everywhere was a 1 fish limit.
a
So
roller
like you
coaster.
can't. It's tough because like, but I just wish our fisheries in the Columbia though were more robust to where like
just-
even on a down year, I know what you're gonna say. Even on a down year, it's still good.
It's just, I wasn't trying to make this podcast frustrating.
No.
but man, it just.
But it is
really
frustrating because that's the
annoying
kind of
to
work.
sit
That's
here
what we're in
and
right
go,
Like
now.
I said,
Wow.
go
I'm
back.
sitting here, I mean, and I know,
know.
they experience same things that that we might have epic fishing when they don't have good fishing. But man, it just seems like they consistently
consistent.
have great fishing and we don't.
Well, and really boil back to steelhead fishing, where they see great fishing up north of us, great fishing down south of us every
And we're
year,
scratching.
even on bad ocean years, and we suck.
I mean, we
tit.
do well with what we have. We catch a lot of fish. with
Yeah,
what
I
we
mean,
have,
but
we're
it-
still
it ain't-
scratching.
Oh, we're working.
grinding.
We are. I never had to work so hard for winter steelhead in my life as I did last year. No way.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are. Like it was.
It's hard not
You
to get.
can't sit there and tell me with a straight face that it was consistently good.
No, it's hard. There's the worst one I've ever had. Yeah, full on.
it was tough.
But it's hard not to get doom and gloom because at
There's
the end of the
days,
day,
right? We all have,
Oh, we all have our
during
days,
during
yeah.
the year, and you're like, oh man, maybe it's gonna get good, and then crap, you're like 7
And
more
see,
days with
that-
one fish.
Oh, yeah. March is coming, that's gonna be amazing.
What you just said right there is what I think these bad ocean conditions has made the fishing. It's just made it consistently inconsistent because like last year when you said you all have those days, like I would have a double-digit day on steelhead. And I
you
think,
have a poop
oh
day.
my god,
It's gonna be on
yes.
fire
And this
tomorrow.
week the conditions are great. The river's just on that nice little drop. Got a couple showers moving in. And like there is no reason that
No,
I'm not
there
going to
was-
go out the next 5 days and mess the world up. You go out the next day and you get 1, and you fish hard. And it's like, and then the next day you might go out and get 6. Yeah, oh cool. And the next day you go out and get skunked. And it's like those when you just don't have the numbers of
kinda
fish,
been
your consistency
2018.
just goes into the trap. Yeah.
it's kind of been
Yeah.
2000, even springers.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is it's hard to not want to be one of those like doom and gloomers, or hard to not be one of those doom and gloomers when we kind of have been dealt this hand that like we're just not getting a lot of fish back. But I think there is some light at the end of the tunnel.
See, and you guys don't have
we'll
it
have
right.
Fish
You
at
guys-
some point.
Yeah, you're right, and I think we will. And there's been, I mean, and even though with this year and the season's closure, stuff like I had a great Columbia year. I was stoked. Bowie Town was great. Columbia was great. Ocean was fantastic.
Still fun.
Like we were able to put clients on fish, but yeah, now
I honestly always have a great Columbia year. It's when we have to move into the tribs that I always feel like I'm constantly
There's always, like,
chasing
a
and
dead
looking
time.
and trying to find fish.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't, that's for a banky. For someone who, like you, that might consistently fish a big river with a jet boat, maybe you could get on fish a lot more consistently. I have no idea. But when you're talking about hitting the bank and trying to consistently catch fish, I mean, we have guys in here that try to do it all the time. Sean sitting over there, Nick over there. I mean, I know lots of dudes that it just seems like it's freaking hard now.
Oh,
It is hard.
Definitely. I used to have my
is
go-to
hard,
like
but
September. And that
Like, no,
didn't play
don't
out.
say it's hard making it fun.
No.
It's hard to the point where you could go 6, 7, 8 freaking trips in a row without even hooking a damn fish. And it's like,
It doesn't
and
matter.
that's
Used to
me.
the good
That's
years.
someone
If
being
you're someone like me and these other guys.
okay. So imagine someone that's trying to get into fishing.
Right, that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
makes it
So if you're
hard.
someone new like
That's
me
the
that's been
hardest.
doing it, or these guys that haven't done it, it may be hard, like Nick, who doesn't catch fish, but like if you haven't done it and experienced these good years, you just want to
It's
go out
detrimental
and
to
hold
your
on.
experience
no,
of
but you
fishing.
go out and you catch one and you're happy. You're
Why
fine.
do you-
I can tell you the first time I went out and caught a coho, and we can ask Cameron, like, if your advice, what your advice would be for someone going out for the first time to catch one, what that would
a
be.
good
And I have advice, and I can share my story of the first time I've ever caught one, and how you can do that. I think that would be cool, but. Like, you guys you've had these stellar years. There's lots of people out there. I'm just being honest.
There's lots of people that weren't
out there
fishing in
listen,
2014.
That weren't fishing, that don't know these good years, and all they're doing is hoping, like, how do I get out there and just catch one? I'm just saying, there's people out there like that.
Come to us.
I understand that, but what I'm telling you is it makes it hard to want to tell people that when you we teach people constantly techniques, right?
Yeah.
I can teach people till I'm blue in the freaking face, but if there ain't no fish for them
Exactly.
to catch, there's nothing that we
So
can do.
one
get
question
There's
I
nothing.
get. Yeah, and it doesn't matter how good of a fisherman you are.
If there ain't no
you go to the river and there's no fish, you're not gonna catch anything. And it doesn't matter if you're a terrible fisherman. If you go to the river and you're having one of those banner years, you're probably gonna get one to bite bare hook.
That's what I was saying. Like
Exactly.
2014, anybody could have caught
That's what's
fish.
an interesting dynamic about my
Specific river.
twitching trips is because there are a lot of people that
That's when
want to
Mike
get
started.
involved and they've gone out. And they've gone out and fished the wrong conditions in the wrong area in the wrong areas of the river. Like they fished too high when the water was low, and they fished too low when the water was high, and vice versa.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the part that you just have to like learn for yourself, or you have to hire a guide to try to help you along the way. Because you're right, a guy,
find a buddy.
I mean, that's why every one of those seminars, those fall Chinook, those fall bashes that we did, I had to really stress like, hey, be patient.
Dude,
just
what
go
was
out
so
and
cool,
learn it.
though, is to see all the pictures posted afterwards. Like, dudes
There was
went
that
out
one
and
guy.
caught
Guys
fish.
went out.
There was guys that came out and
pretty
specifically said that they had been more successful. They had found some fish, and they were definitely more successful in the area that they were fishing from some of the stuff we learned at the fall bash,
Especially
which
the
was
twitching.
awesome.
That was
So
so-
I
that's
can
cool.
share my story of the first time that I attended seminars. I followed you guys, right? And the very first time I went out, I ended up going on Cam's boat. I don't know if you remember this. This
I
was
do
probably
because
last
I didn't
year.
know who I was talking to, and then you showed up at the ramble like, who?
Yeah, this was before I was ever invited here or hung out with these guys. But I was out with Cam on a guided trip. He had clients, and long story short was Mike Kaplan was actually out there snagging in a hole or whatever.
He wasn't
No,
snagging.
I'm just kidding.
That was that day I picked Mike
but
up?
Mike-
Oh
we
my
picked
God,
Mike
this is
up.
a great
So,
story.
this is a good story.
I forgot about this.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, I've caught coho in the ocean. I've caught coho at Buoy 10. I've caught coho otherwise.
You know
I've
what's
never
easy.
caught them in the trips. Well, no, it is, but I've never done it in the trips. And I wanted to learn. And I was with you, and I've never twitched before. And
This is the funny part of the story, which I don't even know if you know.
Oh, well, so I don't know.
You tell your story, I'll tell
this might be
mine.
embarrassing. But I'm literally twitching, and I have no idea. Look at Marlon's embarrassed, like he's going to delete all this out of the
is gonna be
podcast
great.
right now. But I'm twitching, and I have no idea what I'm doing or anything. Cam's giving me advice and everything else. We get Mike in the boat. Mike's helping. And anyways, long story short, I hooked my first one after like all day of twitching, right?
Yeah.
And I am not kidding you. Like, I'm not used to that. And I looked like an idiot when I finally hooked that fish. I could barely hold on to that twitching rod because my wrist was so sore and tired from twitching. I looked like an idiot. And that's when you had Mike grab the motor, who's never driven your boat before.
That's right,
You remember
I
this? So Mike's never driven a boat
no.
before, and I'm hooked into my first fish ever, and I can
right,
hardly
all
hold
right.
on to the rod because I'm like limp noodle. It was embarrassing.
We got
And
it though, right?
Mike, oh yeah, we landed it and we got it. We bonked it. It was rad. But Mike's driving your boat literally
No.
almost turns your motors into the
This is
metal
funny.
pilings. Like it was
This
a
is great.
disaster.
So,
And
like,
it was
we-
a mess.
we
And
hooked-
but I caught my first one, and what I'm the whole point of it is either going to seminars or going with Cam.
People don't want to
advice
hear
I
that,
give-
but it's the truth.
No, but the truth
to go with a
is
guide.
to go with. I'm
If
not.
I had a dollar
my
for
learning
every time.
curve. What I learned with going with, I could go out there and all day long for 3 years straight and just have
Will
no
you
idea
calm
what
down?
I'm doing.
Will
Okay,
you
sorry, I'm a
relax?
little fired up.
He's excited.
Passionate.
I'm gonna back
I love
up
this
Clint on
stuff.
this because I forgot about that. I forget about these good stuff. You gotta
Dude,
tell you what.
it was hilarious.
But this is how this day started.
Everyone out there listening, do you guys think Clint's balls have dropped yet? Because a lot of us in the gang here,
fired
you know, we
up.
think, you know, sometimes
Josh
when you're-
just checked. I think. Are they
I
there?
want
Are
you
they
guys
good?
to comment if you ever want me back here because I have a feeling
Nope.
you'll never see me again.
So
If all goes well. Anyways,
so let's hear Cam's side of
no.
the story.
So this is my side of the
Oh,
story.
yeah. This ought to
This
be
is
good.
bad, and this is terrible. You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Oh,
I am?
no.
No. So I had you and 2 other people. There's 3 of you total, right?
Nope, it was you, me, and a regular, and then we picked Kaplan up.
Okay. So
So-
I had you and the regular. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
had you and the regular. Sure, there wasn't 3 of you guys.
Nope, it was me and one other.
It was
dude.
really late in the season. I do remember that. It was
Yeah.
really late because like all the fish had gone. Like I was definitely not. But anyways, I had these 2 guys, and I was like fishing away. And I think, if I remember right, I think I hooked a couple fish early, but then like we couldn't get it done. Like those fish were gone. They were scattered. It was definitely like the end.
Oh
of the
yeah,
run.
fact, yeah.
So I texted Mike. I said, Mike, dude, I need your help. I'm like, would you just get in the boat and help me hook some fish for these guys? Right. And so like Mike hops in and we go do our fishing thing. And then everybody else in the boat, like we finally get on him. And when those late coho and the water's up, you got to kind of pick your spots. And so we finally get on him and we start messing him up. Like we got all our fish, right?
We did, yep.
But Mike didn't hook a thing. So I called Mike. I know I hate picking on Mike because that seems like what we do. But I called Mike and I'm literally sending him text like, dude, I need your help. I go, these guys are not going to be able to twitch their way out of a wet paper bag.
Wait,
I know.
All right, no,
I
that's
know.
probably true.
And it was me being frustrated because I was like, I can't find him. I can't get on him. Like, what the hell? So then I get Mike in the boat. I'm like, oh, I'm going to pick up my buddy Mike. He's down there fishing. So Mike hops in. It's like one of the first time Mike's fished with me, too.
I think
So
I
Mike-
remember. This
So
was
Mike
last
like
year, right?
hops in, and then like we go down to this one spot,
He
and
gave
there's like
him-
a rock wall, and there's like some metal, or there's some like metal on the side of the freaking hillside. It's crazy.
Yep.
And we finally get this fish, and like Clint
I
hooks
hooked
the
one
fish.
myself.
Yeah, Clint
I didn't even
whip-
take a hand off.
And he's getting roped, and I grabbed it.
Wow, Clint.
I know, and I
Just
grabbed.
saying,
Well,
that's how the day was going.
you guys whooped
That's how
him
the day
up.
was going.
No, you guys whooped him up, but like,
Eventually.
I mean, I think we just had to find them. It's
Yeah.
classic salmon fishing. Got to
How
find
many
them.
handoffs did you take from Cameron?
Maybe one.
You're out. Out of addicts. You're out.
I'm not. But
you didn't-
Mike,
if you didn't
Mike
take
did
8%.
actually hook some. Mike
So-
did hook some and hand them off. But
Did
yeah,
he?
no, he did.
No, because
I
I,
don't
gave
think so.
no, because I specifically
Maybe
gave
Cameron
him
handed him
crap.
to Mike, and then Mike handed
No,
him to
no,
you
no,
guys.
because I remember giving Mike crap about that because I'm like, oh, I brought you in the boat to hook me all these fish. You didn't hook me shit.
Well, you named the snagging hole the Kaplan hole after that because we went.
But he lost them.
Yeah,
he
well,
didn't. He
yeah,
didn't
okay,
hook. He
that might
didn't
be
hook.
true. That might
He
be
didn't
true.
hook any. Yeah, I call this one. I call the
But we
Kaplan
did go
hole.
in the little Kaplan hole.
Kaplan
where you got
hole.
your boat. It was really shallow and there was logs and it was nasty.
Yeah.
But
I know that.
But
that's,
anyway,
that's where you was snagging, right?
so
So,
you-
we took the boat in there.
So you finally hook a fish, and I go, and he's got a hot fish, and it's like blowing up the surface, big B run. And I go running up with it. I'm like, Mike, grab the like the Hail Mary, like Mike, grab the motor. So I'm like, I run up to the front of the boat. Clint and I are focused on the fish, and I look over and there's the wall, and I look over again. The wall's getting closer, and I look, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't know. And he's just like he was just
Gas
like
in the motor,
he was
it's
just
not in gear,
no, dude. He
like-
was just like Cody on the stick. He just take the wheel.
Did he just drop the anchor?
And I go running back there, and I grab the motor, and I miss the side of the wall, and the current's ripping. I mean, it's freaking roaring through there, and I missed the wall by like inches. And I'm like,
Jeez,
and I'm like,
dude.
what the hell, dude?
And you
he
know
goes,
what's crazy
no,
is
hold
these
on,
guys-
hold on. He goes. I go, what are you doing? He goes, dude, I never driven a boat before.
And I've never caught a cold. Like I should have just given the rod to
And I'm
Kaplan,
like-
and I should have.
These guys are in
Oh,
addicts.
No, well, dude, that has nothing to do with being an addict.
joking.
He's a fishing addict. He can be in here.
I'm
but I'm just telling you,
joking.
like, it was funny because I like literally threw him the keys and been like, "Save me, Mike, while we land this fish."
And he
that was-
almost killed us.
And that's not a good idea.
He
It
didn't
would have been
save
bad.
you.
And all I remember, I thought Cameron was gonna stab
You know how
me.
many times I told Mike, like, dude, you need to start driving my boat so you can like learn how to
Don't-
drive a boat.
No, don't
not
do
hard.
that. No, have him drive.
It's
someone
amazing how many people don't know how to drive a boat. Let's stay on topic.
Oh yeah, I can
but
stay
yeah,
on
it's
topic.
like-
As in other
it's
words, Josh is trying to bail
amazing.
out of how we talk about him and rowing.
You've never even seen me row.
Exactly.
Put me on the sticks, dude. Not this weekend though, because it's my birthday, so I will not be rowing.
Do I have to row you down now? Is that what
I
you're
just
saying?
thought you were gonna kill me. I just remember you screaming multiple times, like "rod tip in the water," rod, and I don't think I was listening to you. I was,
Oh well, yeah.
It was like live feed.
That happens,
where I
you
just
know.
do what I want.
Oh, good coho fishing. I love it.
That's my
I know.
story.
I'm
goes up.
excited. I mean, it's gonna come up. The water's gonna come up. We're gonna see fish. I think it's gonna happen. Marlon will probably be hunting, but
Nah,
it'll
it's good.
happen.
More for me. And then I'll go out during late buck and
send you
opening
pics.
morning, I'll
Text
shoot one
them
right in
all
the
the
face and I'll be done.
Ready to kill me.
In like in 20 minutes.
See how nice this guy is? I go out with him all hunting season, get his freaking blind, like literally
That's
bait
'cause
his,
And he's like, screw you, I'm
bait
going
his freaking
fishing.
thing for him,
There's
like
nothing going on.
constantly, like just,
There's nothing going on during that time of year.
No, nothing. Not at all.
know?
Just twitching.
No, now it's
Oh.
twitching. September 1st. I mean, nothing going on.
Oh, no. Nothing going on in September now.
yeah.
Yeah, the biggest fishery in the Northwest.
I'm just kidding. Well, we talked some coho. What else do we need to talk about? Any more coho? I think we need to wrap this episode up.
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm just going to be praying for rain every
Yeah.
day and just.
Don't get down, guys. It's
it'll
gonna happen.
I'm not worried.
They're gonna
and there's
come.
guys, you know, like, I'm not.
And depending on where you're at, Frick, you
guys
might be
getting
on
them.
fish. You might be
Yeah,
on fish where you're
yeah.
at, just in Southwest Washington, in
Put
the
some-
areas that we're not seeing a lot of rain. I know Popoff's struggling too. He told me.
Yeah, but
He
I mean,
said
like,
that
Gray's
southern
getting
area
them.
is just not putting out as many
He's
fish
definitely
right
getting
now.
fish, but
But
he's
Gray's
not
getting
doing
them,
his
up
normal.
north getting them. There's guys fishing lower in the tributaries again. Some of our lower tributary
What I would like
fisheries
to
got
see-
kind of closed
Charles
off.
went out the other day and freaking second cast got
Yep,
one. So
yep.
the fact is, you just got to get out
They're
there and
there.
go chase them. But
You will not catch them
on the couch.
sitting in your truck listening to this podcast or. On
so
your
for
couch.
everyone listening, and you and people are like, all right, you know what? These guys freaking just motivated me. I'm gonna go hit the river. What
Here's
should
the
they
list
fish?
of rivers.
What should they use? Not river, but what technique? Like, what's the quickest way for them to go get a fish?
Right now, I low clear conditions. Run some fluoro bumper. Definitely today that helped. I mean, we only got 2, but it definitely both the fish came on that.
So if you're going coho fishing,
Bring-
what are you taking with you? A twitch rod,
I'm
a
bringing a
spinning
twitch
rod.
rod. I'm bringing a twitch rod. Bringing a spinner rod. I'm kind of
Wiggler.
throwing everything out. Odds are that if I'm fishing right now, I'm going to be fishing little isolated spots where there's fish held up. Right? They're not blowing through. You're not
Yeah.
fishing a 6-foot run. You're fishing a hole. So make sure that you go to that spot and give them a lot to offer. I
That's
have
what I like to
noticed
do with
some
coho.
days that I've done better on Brad's wigglers and twitching, and I thought I would never say that.
Spoons.
Or eggs.
All kinds
Like,
of
just
stuff.
make sure you have your full arsenal. When the water's high and I can bounce around the spot, I just switch. Just switch. I catch plenty of fish.
Because it's
and
productive.
like, yep,
It's easy.
I don't have to, but right now, like if I find a spot that has coho in it, I'm gonna make sure I give them everything I got. And so
If
just
they're aggressive, they will attack something.
yeah, and I mean I've had some
Unless
spots.
they're A runners, then they don't bite nothing.
Yeah, but I've had some spots that I've twitched through. Just, I mean, I'm talking a long time. Just worked every angle that I could, moved up and down the bank, moved the boat up and down, adjusted my angle, fish tighter to cover, blah, 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 blah. And then like second cast through a wiggler, just boom. I mean, well, okay, that one wanted a wiggler, I guess. I don't know.
Just
Like
pissed
I'm
them
a
off.
little bit perplexed too. Same thing with some of the runs. Gone through some of these runs, and where there was a little current break, a lot of twitching, a lot of moving, casting plugs through it, nothing. Pull over to the side, first beta eggs through there, bloop, bobber down, whack.
That's good to know because I don't generally carry wigglers with me.
You know,
It's usually
dude,
twitching
honestly,
jigs and
after the
spinners
first-
and eggs.
After the first couple of days, I threw them back in the boat. I haven't thrown them in the boat for a couple of years. Like I'm having a
'Cause,
really.
I mean, that used to be the old go-to. Wigglers,
Absolutely.
nonstop.
Oh.
Twitching was like
Yeah,
nobody
twitching,
even talked
what's that?
about it.
What's that? Exactly. It was all wigglers.
Don't forget about them.
Don't forget about them. They
forget
work.
about
They work.
No way.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, don't forget to subscribe. I know we tell you that all the time, but we just got to remind all the new viewers out there that are listening that every single week we try to put out a new podcast. So subscribe so you can see when they're coming out.
Also, for those that don't know, make sure you go check out our YouTube channel. We have Addicted Life episodes where we do some of this kind of fishing and the Addicted Alaska movie. So for those of you guys that are listening to about twitching, if you go watch the 7-part Addicted Alaska movie on YouTube, it's pretty much all twitching all the time.
Yeah,
You
a lot
get
of
an idea.
twitching.
A lot of fun.
Sick.
Sick video.
Also, we
Check
go
that
into
out.
detail about a lot of these techniques on our YouTube channel too. So there's twitching techniques on there. There's all sorts of tutorials and stuff. So find all that on our YouTube, Addicted Fishing. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. We will see you on the river.
Later, guys. Later.